Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So this morning, of course, I want to give you guys a little update on what is exactly happening with Bitcoin and of course just crypto in general, because right now we are in fact seeing a slight drop for Bitcoin. Okay, and some altcoins today are in fact slightly dropping. The crypto market is in fact having a slight little correction, but right now, okay, Bitcoin is still holding up very well in my opinion. Okay, it's still above $30,000 right now. Bitcoin's coming out 30,300. Yesterday we saw at 30,600. So it is in fact having a slight drop compared to where it was literally just yesterday, but it's still holding up very well at this level of 30k. Now, will Bitcoin, okay, the real question here is, will Bitcoin continue to consolidate at this level, or will we see Bitcoin have more corrections down to the downside, or will it just continue to pump up? Okay, so we will see, time will tell, but right now Bitcoin is still holding up very well. Okay, the entire cryptocurrency market right now is down 1.5%, and the global crypto market cap is in fact dropping. Okay, it's coming out 1.17 trillion, but still, okay, it's still holding up very well. But you guys can clearly see that Bitcoin's pretty much down 1% for the past 24 hours. Ethereum is down 2%. Okay, and a fair few altcoins are in fact having a drop as well. Yes, see XRP 2%, Cardano 4%, Dogecoin 4%, Solana 5%, Litecoin 1%, same with Polkadot, Polygon 3%, Avalanche 2%, Shiba Inu 4%, Chainlink is down 1%, Cosmos 3%. So you guys get the gesture, right? A fair few altcoins today for the past 24 hours are in fact slightly dropping, slightly, right? So in this video as well, guys, I want to show you guys a fair few charts. Okay, there is in fact a fair few things I want to talk about in today's video. First of all, starting with this, first weekly golden cross in Bitcoin history. Now we have in fact been seeing golden crosses. I'm pretty sure we have seen golden crosses like a couple weeks ago. Okay, but we are in fact seeing one right now, so this is very, very bullish. Okay, and I've been telling guys many times, I don't think we will ever see Bitcoin drop back down to $20,000 or below $20,000 ever again. It's all ups from here. Okay, I've been telling you guys that many, many times. Okay, so this chart really does indicate, right, that we could potentially see a 50% pump up to the upside. Okay, which would pretty much lead us to $46,000. Now, I've been telling you guys this many times, right? In the next, couple of months, okay, especially this year in 2023 alone, I really do believe we're going to see a 50k Bitcoin, right? So this chart is indicating that we will in fact see a 50k Bitcoin sometime in July or even September, right? So time will tell, we will see, but this is very, very realistic. Okay, and also another thing, guys, that I just realized, if we go to the weekly time frame here, the last time we seen a Bitcoin at $30,000 was pretty much last May. Okay, and you guys can clearly see that Bitcoin did drop massively down to the downside from $30,000. It dropped all the way down to around 20k, and the reason why Bitcoin, right, dropped that much during that time is because of Terra Luna, right? Who remembers? Okay, bad times. We saw Terra Luna crash, and that's what pretty much caused Bitcoin to drop back down to 20k. Okay, it was at 30,000. It was hovering at 30k for quite some time, and then it dropped. And that's because of Terra Luna, right? It caused the crypto market to dip massively. So yes, our last time we seen Bitcoin at 30k was like, over a year ago, 1 year ago, right? So now you guys can clearly see it's sort of like this U-shape recovery, sort of, right? You guys can sort of see that, right? So right now we're obviously back at $30,000, which is absolutely amazing, to see. And this is what this chart is showing, right? This baseline, okay? So it's looking pretty good for Bitcoin. It really is. Okay, we are now back above that level of $30,000, and I think we will in fact continue on to the upside because we already hit bottom, right? Remember that, right? We saw Bitcoin at 15k. So in Bitcoin history, right, we haven't ever seen Bitcoin reach back down to its previous lows. Okay, so that's why it's very unlikely to see Bitcoin drop, 20k and below 20k ever again, right? I don't think that's possible at this point. Okay, so it's all ups from here, guys. And you guys can clearly see that what we saw a couple of months ago back in March is what we are seeing right now, potentially. Okay, so, you know, we saw Bitcoin have this breakout all the way up to around, you know, $23,000, $24,000. Okay, and then it dropped all the way back down to 20K, below 20K, around $19.8 thousand. Right, it had a breakdown, and then it pumped, and then, you know, a rest, right? It was sort of resting, consolidating. You know, we know Bitcoin likes to consolidate a fair bit. It was resting, okay, and then it pumped once again, okay. So the exact same thing is happening right now for Bitcoin. We know Bitcoin reached $31,000, and then it was forming this sort of like downtrend, right? It's very, very slow for the past few weeks. So we had a breakdown, a pump, a rest. Right now, you know, Bitcoin's obviously, you know, consolidating at this level, right, of $30,000. You guys can clearly see that it is in fact consolidating very hard at 30K. So this is in fact a support level at this point, and we could potentially see another leg up. Okay, just like what it did a couple months ago. So it's looking pretty good for Bitcoin. And you guys know I'm a believer of, you know, history sort of repeating itself. You know, these patterns sort of rhyming. It's like clockwork, right? So we will see, because I really do believe it's all ups from here, and we will in fact see another pump up to the upside. Okay, but when in doubt, guys. Okay, when in doubt, you just really gotta zoom out. Okay, you just really gotta zoom out. This is pretty much the entire crypto, sorry, not crypto, Bitcoin chart, right? You guys clearly just see, right, that Bitcoin is always shooting up to the upside. Okay, it really is. You guys can just, you know, clearly see that from a, you know, perspective. So I've been telling guys as many times, right? When in doubt, when Bitcoin is crashing and it's dipping, okay, just know when you just got to zoom out and just look at the entire chart and just realize that we are okay. You know what I mean? We really are okay, right? Bitcoin always tends to reach a new all-time high pretty much every 4 years because of the halving of it. We know the halving happens pretty much every 4 years, and every single time we have the halving, that is where Bitcoin tends to pump the most, and that's where Bitcoin really tends to, you know, reach a new all-time high. And we know what's obviously right around the corner, the halving. And once that happens, we're going to see Bitcoin pump, and not just Bitcoin, but altcoins, right? I've been telling guys that many times. So be excited for that for all my crypto holders out there. Now, these are in fact the levels to watch. We shouldn't be watching the levels down here no more. Okay, for all my bears out there that's watching this video, I'm sorry. But we all should be watching all the way up here. You know, I'm talking $31,000. I'm talking $32,000 even. Because in the next upcoming, I don't know, a few days maybe, a few weeks maybe, a week time, who knows, right? But very soon, personally, I think we're going to see Bitcoin having another leg up. Just like this chart right here, like what it did, you know, back in March. It pumped, okay, it was resting, and then it had a pump. That's where we are right now. We are in fact seeing a rest for Bitcoin at $30,000, and then it's going to pump, right? Soon enough, this is going to happen. So we should be watching these levels right here, guys. It's looking very bullish for Bitcoin. Okay, it really is. There's obviously a lot of FOMO. Okay, there's a lot of greed right now in the markets. Okay, so it's looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is for sure slowly recovering from, you know, its bottom, right? It really is. So this is the next level to watch, guys. Okay, and it's true, right? $32,000, 100%. Okay, so that's that. Now, this chart, okay, really does show you guys that we will in fact see a 55K Bitcoin, okay, very, very soon. It's only a matter of time, okay, and you guys can clearly see this chart, right, indicates that Bitcoin will potentially reach $55,000 in the next upcoming few months, okay, and I think that's very, very realistic. 55K towards the end of this year in 2023 is very possible. In fact, people out there, a lot of people out there, in fact, right, are in fact predicting that Bitcoin can actually reach over $50,000 easily. People are saying it's going to reach over 60K, pretty much almost back up to its previous all-time highs, which was 69K. So it's looking pretty good for Bitcoin, right? It really, really is. And this is why I'm a big believer that Bitcoin can easily reach over 100K in the year 2024 and reach a new all-time high in that year. And of course, 2025 is going to continue on to pump. So Bitcoin's for sure going to be over 200K, 100% easily. That's easily going to happen. Okay, that's what I want you guys to realize. I do in fact see a over 200K Bitcoin in the year 2025, 100% in the next bull market. And who knows where Bitcoin's all-time highs are going to be, in the next bull market, right? Who realistically really knows? But I know that potentially Bitcoin's next, price target for, the next bull market will be over 200K. So it could be over, 200K, right? Meaning it could be at 220K, 250K, 280K, close to 300K, or it could reach 300K. We will see, right? Time will tell. So yes, guys, it seems like I'm not the only one out there that thinks Bitcoin is going to reach, over $50,000 towards the end of this year in 2023. It seems like a lot of people out there are in fact predicting that as well, because it's a very, very realistic price target for Bitcoin to hit this year in 2023. So we will see, but it's looking pretty good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is obviously in the right pattern right now, in the right path, okay, in the right moment to hit that price target, in my opinion, okay? It really, really is. So it's all ups from here, right? It's all ups from here, guys. Bitcoin will continue on to the upside. Like I said many times, we know the halving is obviously right around here where this purple line is. And you guys can clearly see, right, that is where we're going to really see Bitcoin tend to pump the most. So we will in fact see a 100K Bitcoin and over 100K Bitcoin, 150K Bitcoin, 200K Bitcoin, okay, very, very shortly, guys, okay, in the next upcoming few years. That is exactly what we're going to see for Bitcoin, especially in the year 2025. So be prepared for that for all my Bitcoin holders out there. Okay, it's looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin, of course. Now, this is the main thing I want to show you guys. Okay, the main thing, you guys know. If you guys haven't, seen my videos for the past few weeks, past few months even, ever since I started this YouTube channel early of 2022, then you guys don't know that, I've made a whole bunch of videos talking about why you guys should hold one full Bitcoin, just one full Bitcoin. Okay, that's what I told you guys, right? So if you guys haven't seen those videos, you guys should definitely check it out. I told you guys many times, right? The reason why I want you guys to hold one full Bitcoin is because you guys have to understand there's a supply limit of Bitcoins, 21 million Bitcoins. We all know that, right? 21 million Bitcoins. And there's over 8 billion people that live on Earth, estimated, right? 8 billion people. Not everyone can own a single Bitcoin. Okay, so if you're watching this video right now and you own one full Bitcoin, congrats, okay? Because you're in the 1%. Not a lot of people out there can afford to own one full Bitcoin. And guess what? Obviously, it's going to get harder and harder and harder to accumulate one full Bitcoin because obviously, the price will keep rising over time. We know that Bitcoin has store of value, right? So it's going to be so much harder to accumulate one full Bitcoin. So if you're holding one full Bitcoin right now, do not sell it. That's just my personal opinion, right? Do not sell it. And guess what? If you hold one full Bitcoin, aim for another one. Go for 2, go for 5, go to 10, right? Go to 20, go to 50, go to 100 Bitcoins. Accumulate as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, right? This is not financial advice, but I really do believe the more Bitcoins you accumulate, the more wealthier you'll be in the future, right? 100%. Okay, and I'm not just saying that from my personal opinion. It seems like a lot of people aren't in fact agreeing to this, and that's why you guys can clearly see in this chart that 1 million whole coiners are, holding Bitcoin, right? So 1 million whole coiners on the Bitcoin network. And you guys can clearly see over time, okay, that addresses with the balance of people, right, of addresses holding one full Bitcoin is in fact rising. You guys can clearly see that this year so far it's rising massively. You guys can just clearly see that this massive jump, right? So it seems like more people are in fact holding one full Bitcoin over time, right? You guys can just clearly see that from this chart. It's rising and rising and rising. 1 million addresses are holding one full Bitcoin, over one full Bitcoin, okay? One whole coiners. Absolutely amazing. And I've been telling you guys many times, right? I want you guys to at least accumulate one full Bitcoin, store it somewhere safe, and just forget about it, right? Forget that you own that one full Bitcoin, because I really do believe one full Bitcoin is going to make a lot of people wealthy, right? For all the people out that are wondering, how many Bitcoins should I own to be wealthy? I've been telling you guys many times, it's simply just one, because I really do believe one Bitcoin will eventually reach $1 million, which equals that you will, obviously become a millionaire in a way, right? 1 million Bitcoin, and of course millions. Okay, it'll be millions of dollars worth for one Bitcoin in the future. Of course, I'm talking long term. I'm not talking short term, right? So the next, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and over, we will in fact see one Bitcoin worth millions of dollars, guys. Okay, just think about it, right? There's low supply. Okay, and demand will obviously keep rising over time. The price will keep rising over time, guys, right? Because the supply is low, right? Just think about it. Okay, so it's going to be more rare and rare over time to hold one full Bitcoin, because the price will in fact keep rising. And it seems like these addresses, right, a lot of people out there, they're not selling their Bitcoins, right? So once all the Bitcoins are mined and everyone's bought their Bitcoins and they're hodling it, right, the price will keep rising. Just think about that, guys. Just think about that, right? That's why I always tell you guys. So this is literally your once in a lifetime opportunity to buy one Bitcoin at 30K pretty much, right? Around that level. Yes, it's expensive, but DCA, guys, like I told you guys as many times, right? DCA, get a job, right? If you can't afford it, get a job, get a second job if you can, right? And just work, do overtime, right? And just keep working. And with that paycheck, DCA it into Bitcoin, right? Invest into Bitcoin. Not financial advice, guys, but please always do your own research. Please understand where Bitcoin is heading long term, okay? So that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet already. I really would appreciate that. More videos will, in fact, be coming your way, so stay tuned for that. And I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a blessed day, guys.